Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show. We broadcasting live today from soccer practice, man. I'm out at soccer practice, watching my son practice. I got a phone in my one hand and I'm holding it, as you guys can see. I got a phone in my other hand with all my notes in it. All of the lines and stuff for today. Handicapped the games yesterday. Did a little bit more work today. I actually wanted to kind of let the dust settle, smoke clear a little bit before putting these plays in, see what the injury report looked like, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, hopefully the audio is good. Y'all let me know if the audio is good. I see Free Sauce tapped in. What up, Trill? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. PMV, appreciate you for tapping. PMF, I think. Yeah, appreciate you for tapping in as well. We're going to jump right into it, man. It's a big slate for today. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on all the games. So first one up is Memphis. We'll go to the Memphis and Atlanta game. So Memphis, I think I saw Cedric Coward was out. Jalen Johnson was listed as questionable. I'm not sure if he went through shoot around earlier today or not, but he is pivotal to the spread. Now Atlanta is like light years better than Memphis. I feel like they still got something to play for. They actually can still win the Southeast Division. When I was looking at it yesterday, their odds, their division is probably the tightest one in the whole NBA. So they do have something to play for. Do they necessarily need to win the game by this big a margin? Let's see. The spread last time I looked was Atlanta minus 14.5. So they've taken more money, probably Jalen Johnson being rolled in. Total in this one, gone up a little bit as well, 240.5. And I would agree with the total. Even though Memphis is in third game in 4 nights, fourth and six, they have recently been going, unders. But the way that Atlanta plays, Jalen Johnson in, they'll be able to score the basketball. So sometimes it feels like it's easier just to take the total, rather than laying this big of a number. But I do think Atlanta's problem to win this game. Defensively, they can really turn up at times. We saw that in the third quarter against the Golden State Warriors the other night, even on the second leg of a back-to-back. The totals between these two teams are 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games, 3 straight up actually going over the total. The earlier game when they played this season back in January actually finished 246 on a 239.5 number as well. So both teams 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th. If I'm playing, I'm probably looking towards the over in that game, or just staying out the way. That's how I think about that one. All right, next one up. My Lakers are in Detroit tonight. 2.5 is the number. And that's where it was at this morning. It's actually down to 1.5. And the totals come down as well. Just open 227.5 is down to 226.5. I did see that Rui was out. Marcus Smart, who I expect Marcus Smart to miss, that game based on what happened in Orlando the other night. Came up wobbling, a little hobbled. So yeah, I expected him to be out. Detroit at the crib, rest advantage, no Cade, of course. I kind of think under is the right play. I know Luka got the technical rescinded. For the Lakers, it is a fatigue spot. They've been playing well in fatigue spots. This is the 5th straight road game. They won 9 in a row. 4th game is 6 nights as well. They got the day off after beating Orlando. But still not necessarily the greatest spot. I think this is the one road game that they may end up losing. Now, I do think they're the better team. I do think missing Marcus Smart is going to be big. I think missing Rui Hachimura is going to be big, especially Marcus Smart playmaking. Like he's out there. He's not really knocking down a ton of shots, but he is bringing a lot of defensive effort. A lot of effort on the defensive side of the ball. Same thing, like Rui Hachimura, he can knock down some shots, but I like Rui Hachimura's defense as well. I think Detroit will be fired up for this game, man. They've played the Lakers really, really good recently. They won 3 in a row against LA. Early this season, LA was laying 2.5. They lost that game outright. Actually, no. They were laying 2.5 in LA, and they won that game. Smoked the Lakers, beat the brakes off of them. Of course, the Lakers weren't playing this good, and Cade was a part of that game. But my system told me under 226.5 for the total. Under, especially this low. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know that these are two good, really good defensive teams. The Lakers have actually been playing defense. Neither one of these teams play really fast at all. I think the Detroit Pistons are 7-1 to the under in their last in all of the games that Cade has missed so far. I think they played 8 games and they're 7-1 to the under in those games. So I like under if I'm betting the Lakers in Detroit game. Don't really want to try to pick a side of the total. Seems super easy to take the Lakers. They didn't cover the game in the last one. We'll see what happens in this one. I know Detroit's going to be fired up and motivated at the crib, though, for sure. So we'll see how that goes. I had some strong systems on the under, though. Next game is Indiana and Orlando. So that line was at 13 last night. And let's see, that's 12 and a half now, total 231 and a half. Now I'm at soccer. I'm at soccer practice right now. Watching my son at soccer practice right now. Sitting in the chair, just going through the game. All right, so all right, what was I? I was on Indiana Orlando. I actually so this total was at 233 last night. This is another one. I don't get on here and talk about overs too often. I feel like I'm more of an under better, but this one I just can't quite understand. I know Indiana has some guys on the injury report. I seen Siakam on there. I seen Nemhard on there. A couple guys on the injury report for this Indiana Pacers team. I think Orlando will pretty much be at full strength, at least with the guys that they regularly had. They probably got a bad taste in their mouth the way that they left Kennard wide open for that 3-pointer the other night. I do think they can win this game and cover the spread at 12 and a half or whatever the spread is. But regardless of any of that, I don't care if Siakam play, if Nemhard play. I think the game goes over. Like I don't agree with this total coming down from 233 and a half down to 231 and a half. So it's over for me. Pacers are 8-2 to the over in their last 10, four straight overs for them. They're not playing a lick of defense and they're playing super fast. Orlando playing first leg of back to back. They got Cavs tomorrow. That's even more reason not to play defense tonight and play it tomorrow. So if Indiana can contribute, I think that this game goes over the total pretty easily. I think it could finish 240, honestly. I'm not sure why this one is so low, but maybe all the guys get rolled in and the total will go up. So I like over in the Indiana and Orlando game as well. Need to see what's going on with Neesmith and Siakam and Nemhard, though. All three of those guys were listed as questionable last time that I checked. Dom says Pacers team total over 108 and a half. I could see that. I think they can get to 109. I mean, I know Orlando's team total is probably like 121, 122, and I think they can get there as well. Neither one of these teams. And here's another sneaky thing. Like I've been failing to mention this, but I actually betted the other day, and I've been kind of following it. The one thing about the Pacers offense is that they score the ball early. Like first quarter, Pacers overs are a thing. Um, Against the Spurs on Saturday, I think it was 55 and a half, I think was the first quarter total. The total got to like 73 in the first quarter. It was easy. It was so easy. The Spurs gonna give up. The Spurs scored 40 plus points. I think they had 42, and then the Pacers also were able to contribute. I think they got 26, 27, something like that. So it flew over the number. It finished like 71. So I think first quarter in this game, same thing. And if they come out slow, I'll be looking for a live over for sure because I don't think Orlando's gonna play as much defense in this game. So over in that game. All right, keeping along. We got OKC and Philly. I don't really got anything on that game. I know Dort's back after missing the last game against the Wizards. Jalen Williams going to make his return after missing, 20, 25 games. I did see Dominique Barlow is doubtful. No Embiid, of course. No Maxey, no PG. No. So, yeah, they're going to be, extremely short-handed. This is a big number. I think OKC fourth straight road game. They are 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games. It really just depends, right? Like OKC did this thing in their last game against the Wizards where they didn't really care about defense. If you go back and look at it, even though they 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games, I think they were 9-1 to the under before that, and they allowed the Wizards to just go out there and score basketball. So I think the way Philly plays, it could potentially lead to an OKC team total over. Like with them having all their guys back, Philly is going to struggle, in my opinion, to be able to score the basketball just because of the way that the offense has been running without Tyrese Maxey out there. It's a lot of like one-on-one stuff, and I'm not a big campaign guy, so I would venture out to say that OKC should be able to score the basketball. For Philly, it is their first game home after a 3-game road trip as well. So nothing official for me in that game, but probably looking towards OKC to be able to score the basketball some capacity. Next one is San Antonio, Miami. So this was interesting. I was going back and forth on this game a lot. So the line has actually come down to 3.5, and the total is just going up. And I had in my notes over. Didn't bet it. Stephon Castle was questionable. Devin Vassell was questionable. Wiggins was probable, and Norm Powell was questionable. I don't know what the update on those guys are. But what I do know is that Miami is on 4 straight losses, 4 straight overs. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop anybody. And you look at the San Antonio offense, it's been really, really good. Like, whether they're at home, whether they're on the road. You look at Miami's defense recently, it's been bad, whether they're at home or on the road. I think, looking at Miami, they probably should have beat Houston on Saturday. They kind of, just couldn't get a stop in the fourth quarter when it really mattered the most, which is interesting because Houston not typically the team that can score the basketball in the fourth quarter. But like I said, defensively, this Miami team gave up 123 to Houston, 134 to LA, 126 to Charlotte in their last three games. And it's not an easier opponent, like as far as being able to score, as long as Castle and Vassell are in. So we'll see what that looks like. Miami 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Like I said, 4 straight overs for them. So I guess I like over. Don't really want to try to pick a side. I do think 5.5 might be a tad bit too much, but really just got to wait on the injury report, in my opinion. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Lethal Red Fox said OKC doesn't cover these big numbers on the road. Boston on deck. I got Philly plus 15.5. Okay, I'm gonna be Tokyo. I think they covered that 20, but yeah, Philly will be motivated in this spot for sure. They will. I just worry that if Jalen Williams is back, I do think Jalen Williams unders might be good because I don't think he's gonna play a full complement of minutes. But OKC is just kind of. I think that they are going to be kind of trying to get back to their assertive dominance. So they got 10 games left. Probably want to get all the guys in, get them ready for playoffs, kind of manage the minutes. So that makes a lot of sense. I'm not taking Philly, but I think if I had to play side, I probably would be on Philly as well. All right, next one up, Houston and Chicago. So I saw Yabusele doubtful, Ivy and Anthony Simons both listed as questionable. So that's an upgrade. And this line was at 8.5 last night in favor of Houston on the road. It's back to 8.5. Total has gone up, and that's the way I thought that it should go. 228.5 up to 232.5. One thing I'm kind of kicking myself about is when Houston put Reed Shepard in the lineup, offense just got light years better. Even Aaron Holiday, guys that can actually knock down the three. And we know Chicago don't play no defense. They don't even want to play defense. 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games, but they're starting to get guys back. And this is one of the lowest totals that we've seen in their last 10 games. Houston's actually won 4 straight. They've covered. They won 4 straight in the head-to-head matchup. And the last 4 meetings between them and Chicago have all gone over. And the offense is starting to click a little bit. Back-to-back wins against Atlanta and Miami. First road game after 5 straight home games. 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th for them. But I feel like they're in a pretty good spot. Chicago also coming off back-to-back losses. They're 7-3 to the under in their last 3, but they did have 3 days off before tonight's game. So I think that's something to take into consideration. If I'm betting this one, I agree with the total going up. Probably 232.5. I'd be looking towards the over in that game as well. A lot of overs I like today. What up, J-Man? Paramount Sports says OKC blowing them bums out. Okay, we're going to see how that go. I'm not betting that game. Let's see. Where we at? We were at Toronto and Utah. So I saw Isaiah Collier was out. Toronto, boy. So yesterday I did a show and I talked about how, Toronto is in a nice spot. And Brandon Ingram come out and had 3 points, man. You can't make this stuff up. Absolutely get obliterated by a Phoenix Suns team that's 5th game in 7 nights. So I had some systems so for Toronto here, it's 3rd straight road game. Second leg of back-to-back, 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th. And then for Utah, it's a 3rd straight home game, but it is 4th and 6th for them as well. When they played earlier, I remember being on Toronto team total over, I think. And I think that was one of the games I lost. It was 235.5. And in Toronto. In Toronto, I think for whatever reason, I think they were down Jakob Poeltl and they got dominated on the boards. But I also think that what's my man, Lauri Markkanen played in that game, and they had some reinforcements down there to grab some boards. If Toronto can get out and play with pace in this game, I do think that this game goes over. That last one is a little scary because it was 107 to 100. Toronto did win, but they didn't cover their 10-point spread as the dog. As a favorite, I don't really want to lay points in this spot with Toronto on the road, but I do have some systems that say, unrested road favorites that land double digits post All-Star break, they cover about 64% of the time, and it's 60% to the over. Road favorites without the rest, without taking the rest into consideration, double-digit road favorites with a total greater than 230, also 58% to the over all time and 60% to the over this season. So this total is a tad bit too low. I think Toronto team total was like 121.5, 122.5 when I looked this morning. I think they're fully capable of that. Utah giving that up to everybody. So, and I think Utah is also going to be able to contribute. I think the games play fast pace, maybe even a first half over, but I do think we see pace. Toronto scored 90 points last night. So a team, in the second leg of a back-to-back, the team total is 122.5. I think the books are telling us something. I think they're expecting them to score, and I would agree with that as well. This total was at 230.5 when I wrote it down last night. Let's see where it is now. It is at 230.5. on DraftKings. So you can still get some 230.5s. I do think that that's too big of a number to lay. Utah is now down from 13 down to 10.5, and I think I would agree with the money coming in there. You can't just blindly fade Utah because they can cover some spots, and not necessarily the greatest situation on unrested playing in altitude on the second leg of a back-to-back. I think Toronto brings it early though, just because of the way that they came out yesterday. They had 5 points in like middle of the first quarter last night against Phoenix. 5 points. Unrested Phoenix team that just lost to the Bucks, and you come out and lay that big of an egg, and you were also coming off a loss to Denver as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I never really trust Toronto on the road, so I can't lay the number with them anyway. All right, so that's that game. Let's see. Lethal says I got Utah plus 12.5. J Man says he says I think Utah caught Toronto on the back-to-back that game too. They may have. Players for keeps says, do you have any player props for today? Nothing. Player props actually been hitting, but I didn't get a chance to really dive into too many player props. Let me look at the schedule when I get done. I'll see if I can find something that I like. I might even tweet it out. 77 Figures says, I guess I'm public because I'm on the Spurs and the Lakers. And that ain't typically you, 77 Figures, so that's interesting. Lethal says, I got Utah plus 12.5 with some decent CLV. This is more of an emotional bet based on the Raptors' performance last night. Okay. Toronto horrible on the back-to-back, J-Man says. Yeah, I just think they will see points. Utah defense is kind of like the Wizards. They don't really care about guarding anybody. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got 3 more games left. So next one is Golden State and Dallas. Man, I really just wanted to find a way. Another game where I think the total is too low. I think over is the right play. I saw the injury report had Milton probable and Porzingis probable. To me, that's more offense. Moody was listed as questionable. He hasn't played in quite a while. Golden State should be in a spot where they are a little fatigued, but they were off yesterday. This is their 3 straight losses, 3 straight non-covers for them. Last game of a 6-game road trip. They are 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games. 3rd game in 4 nights, 4th game in 6 nights for them. Dallas is, also coming off 3 straight losses. They're 4-1 to the over in their last 5, and it's their 3rd straight home game. They're just not stopping anybody. Like Dallas, defensively, probably up there with the Pacers, the Wizards, Utah. Like their defense is that bad. All their games. When I looked at it, so Dallas last 7 games, I put it in my notes. Dallas last 7 games have cleared 230.5. I think the Wizards I think the Warriors in this spot should be able to contribute. So I really want to bet over in that game as well. I also looked at this is a super small trend, but just teams that are have played 6 straight road games and then they're a road favorite. Well, 5 straight road games, they're road favorite in the next one. So 6th road game, they're short favorite, 3 or less, and they're coming off a game where they were rested, and it's a 56% trend to the over as well. So that's some more just kind of gems towards the over. Don't really want to lay points with Golden State right now with how bad they play, but I don't know if Dallas really want to win games. I feel like Golden State at least want to finish the road trip out well. I'm not putting money on them though, but I think that's the way I would look. 77 Figures says Golden State quietly tanking. They do kind of look like it, man. It do kind of look like it. Freestyle says Hawks, Toronto, Magic all within 1 game of each other. Yeah, and I think that's why the Hawks take their game serious against Memphis tonight. Let's see. Golden State can still make the play-in for when Steph comes back, and Dallas can still potentially tank harder for a better draft pick. Golden State -2. Yeah, let me talk to you all, man. I just need to see it. This could be the game where Cooper Flag tries to go absolutely bananas. Dallas at the crib where they played a little bit better basketball, and I will give them a little bit of credit. I think if I look at Dallas strength of schedule real quick, I feel like they have played not that the Warriors have played an easy strength of schedule, because who the Warriors close to? They lost to Atlanta, or that they lost to Detroit. I know they beat Washington on this road trip, but they've been losing a lot of games. So real quick, I just wanted to see if I can find. Let me look on my other phone real quick and see if I can find this Dallas schedule, because Dallas for sure have been. I feel like they've been playing against some tough competition as well. Let me just go through Dallas schedule real quick. Dallas. All right, so Dallas has played against. Let's see. Dallas just lost to the Clippers, playoff team. Atlanta, playoff team. Pelicans. I don't know. Cleveland. And the last time they had a winnable game, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies 120-112. lost to Atlanta, lost to Toronto, lost to Boston, lost to Orlando, lost to Charlotte, lost to OKC. This kind of make me like Dallas tonight. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe that's why the line came down from 3. Because all of these teams that the Dallas Mavericks have played, they all going to the playoffs except the Pelicans. Um, yeah, I don't know if I can say the same thing for the Warriors. I feel like some of these Warriors losses have been brutal, man. And maybe they are tanking. I don't think I'm gonna play the game, but if I just look at it from let's see, from a scheduling perspective, let's see. Atlanta, Detroit, Boston. All right, three solid teams. New York, Minnesota, all losses. Yes. I'm talking. Do your thing. I'm coming to check you out in a second. Put it right there. I'll bring it back up there to you. Um, let's see. So yeah, all both. I guess both of these teams have lost against some playoff teams. Golden State got a loss in here to Utah though. That man. When the last time Golden State won a road game? They beat Memphis back on February 25th. That's their last road win. It's their last road win. Lost to the Pelicans on the road. I can't lay with the Warriors, man. Cannot lay with the Warriors. But if that's something you want to do with your money, best of luck, man. I hope you guys cash it. Yeah, multitasking is fine as Raven. What up, AOD? Appreciate you for tapping in. Flag over is 21.5. I couldn't talk you off of that double. I could not talk you off of that. J Man likes Clay. Little revenge Clay over 2.5 threes lean. Uh Resource says Toronto gonna try hard to keep the 5th seed, to see the Cavs in the first round. They beat Cleveland 3 times. That's a fact. They beat them the first 3 games, I think. First 3 times that they played. I remember those. All right, let's continue. I kind of like Dallas, man. I feel like I'm talking myself into Dallas a little bit, but more so than that, I think the game goes over. I think the game goes over. Just want to see what happens with, the injury report, especially on the Golden State side of things. All right, Brooklyn, Portland, easy skip for me. What I wrote in my notes: Brooklyn back-to-back covers, 7 straight losses, third game in 4 nights, fourth and six. Portland first game after a 6-game homestand, second leg of back-to-back, of course, third and fourth and six. Both playing back-to-backs. Portland beat Brooklyn by 19 the last time that they played. I think it was last week. They covered the -11. I looked at what system did I have? I had a system on the over in this spot as well. Home favorites land 14 points or more with a total below 232. It says that the home favorite not going to care too much about defense, but can you trust Brooklyn's offense to score? And my guess would be no. So easy skip for me in that game. Yesterday it was 14.5 and 219.5. Let's see what the line is at now. So 15.5. Portland's laying more, and the total has gone down. Yeah, I'm not betting any of these low totals with the season. I can see Portland not really caring as much. But again, Brooklyn offense, in my opinion, is the worst in the NBA, especially if they don't have their guys and they're missing their guys again. And then last but not least is Milwaukee and the Clippers. So that line was at 13 last night. Total was at 224. And I know the total went down to 221.5, and the spread hasn't really moved a lot. So which Bucks team do we get? I know KPJ is out. Of course, no Giannis. John Collins got downgraded. Kawhi is also listed as questionable. I'm not sure, man. The Bucks, they lose by 32 to the Jazz, and then they go in Phoenix as 11-point dogs and win the game outright by 3. Like, what version are you going to get? Do they come back down to earth tonight? I have no idea. I know it's their third straight road game. I know that I guess they wanted to play with a sense of pride in that last game. I think it's a little too big of a number to lay with the Clippers, honestly. Clippers haven't been covering. They haven't been winning. No way you could take this without knowing if Kawhi going to play or not. And it's their first game back home off a 3-game road stand. 4th game in 6 nights for them as well. So, yeah, I don't really want to take lay this big of a number. So I guess by default it'd be Bucks plus the points, but that sounds so gross. I couldn't bet that. All right, so let's go through the comments real quick, and then J-Man says Klinger under his 12.5 boards. 12.5 is a big number. That's a super big number. Denny rebounds and assists, double says. Yeah, I could get behind that. Only thing that you worry about with Denny is that he had a super big game yesterday, and I think it's gonna be one of his first times playing back-to-back since he's been back from the injury. And Brooklyn just plays so damn slow, man. Brooklyn, it's not Dallas. I mean, it's not Denver. That score was 40-40. 40-41 at the end of the first quarter yesterday. Like, it damn near had 150 points. It was 72 to 69 at halftime yesterday before the scoring actually slowed down a little bit in the second half. So Denny he's gonna have to be efficient against Brooklyn. Not that Brooklyn got anybody that can guard him. And maybe it's just, maybe it's their team total over, but it's a big number to lay when they don't necessarily need all those points. So we'll see how that goes. Just going back through them real quick, man. I see Lethal got Drew Holiday under his 14.5 points. He says, shout out to Moda. Shout out to my guy, Moda. Riddler over 35.5 points. Rebound and assist, Raven says. Leader says, I got 3 different overs on Klingen. That's my boy. Okay. What up, Lightbear? Appreciate you for tapping in. All right, let's go back through it. So Memphis and Atlanta, I think if I'm betting this over or nothing. LA Detroit under or nothing. Indiana Orlando over, and sneaky first quarter over, depending on the injury report. I will wait, because if Nembhard and Neesmith or Siakam get downgraded, then line's gonna come down a lot. And I think you get a potential first quarter, first half over in that Indiana Orlando game. OKC and Philly, nothing. I think I'll stay away from that game. Lean would be OKC to be able to score the basketball against Philly. San Antonio, Miami. Another one I kind of like the over, but I didn't check the injury reports, so not sure if Castle Vassell gonna be in. Norman Powell, you kind of need him in too if you like Miami. Houston, Chicago, another one I like over. Got bet up from 228.5 up to 232.5. Toronto, Utah, another one I like over. Maybe even a first half over. But I think we see points in that game. I don't expect Utah to play any defense. I don't expect Toronto to be super locked in defensively in that game either. On the second leg with a back-to-back in altitude. But I do expect them to be able to score. Brandon Ingram, you got to get 30 after dropping 3 last night. And the same thing for RJ Barrett and Quickly too. They got all the mismatches. They should be able to do whatever they want to in that game. Golden State, Dallas, nothing but a like over. If I was betting, it'd be over again. Brooklyn, Portland, complete skip. Milwaukee and Clippers, another complete skip, especially without knowing if Kawhi's gonna play. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys, man. That is going to be it for today. Drop a like if you can. Subscribe if you have not. And let me know what you guys are betting, man. I'm going to finish up soccer practice. We got about another 45 minutes of soccer practice. Go see what my son doing and get to the crib in enough time to grab some dinner, shower, and, by the time the games will be on, man. Best of luck on your action tonight, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate everybody for tapping in.